Yeah, I remember a lot of things. All right. Well, hi, welcome everyone. Welcome back to Untold Stories. My name is Victor, and today I'm joined by my good friend Bambino, Irael Rodriguez. You want to say hi to the crowd?
Hey, how's it going? Hola.
Where are you sitting today, man?
I'm in my dad's office. It's the most
Yeah,
comfortable place here. Has Wi-Fi, so
but like for us in Sweden, where do you sit right now?
sitting Bayamon, Puerto Rico, Caribbean island.
Caribbean island. Wow.
Yeah,
Well, so for those of you guys who don't know, Bambino is a good friend of mine. We actually went to college together. So during my first year, or well, during Bambino's first year, we lived in the same room. It was me, Jonas, or my previous guest, Bambino. It was Omar. Shout out to Omar and
Gabe.
Gabe. So we were five guys splitting a room. It was really cozy. It was nice, but
Yeah,
uh,
it was nice. It was
so
really familiar.
yeah. I mean, I haven't really talked to you. I mean, we have been talking back and forth for some time, but it's really nice to see an old friend. And why I
Likewise.
have why I have invited Israel today because although we're on different sides of the world, uh, we still have so much in common. I know you like you ended up in Fisher because you played baseball
Yeah,
and you got there as well as me and Jonas. You got there on an athletic scholarship, and yeah, you were in Fisher basically, but you're also working as a trainer right now, right?
yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
At a gym.
and and I just think it's just fun to bring on guests that is in the same industry and are kind of like-minded, but it's also nice to see, even though you're across the world, I think we still have a lot of things in common, and I think you have a unique story, especially for us living here in cold Sweden, to just see how what it was like for you to graduate, your time after graduating, and also seeing how you adapted into going into the fitness business and how you ended up. How do you endure the pandemic? Since I know, at least for me, it was a tough time. So that's what I think we're going to cover today in today's episode. But for those who don't know you, Bambino, who are you and what do you do and who do you help?
Um, my name is Israel. They call me Bambino. I'm the fourth Israel in my family, so that's my nickname. Um, I'm a quiet guy, but I love art. I work in fitness. That's an odd combination. You know, I played baseball since my 8 years old. I still play baseball in the Double A league. That's a semi-pro league. And currently, I'm a personal trainer at a gym, and I work one-on-one with people. Yeah,
Perfect.
yeah,
Um, so obviously, like there's been some time. I think it was like what was it like six? Was it 6 years ago? No, it was 7 years ago since we
yeah.
last shared rooms together. But a lot
Shit,
of things have happened since, and we're gonna go through it step by step.
been a
But
long time.
take us back. Like we want to know more about you. So your journey onto pursuing a career in the fitness business as a personal trainer and with baseball and everything. Where did that start? Like who was Bambino? Oh, who was Israel as a kid?
Oh, I was that not so talented player in my baseball team, but I would still grind, for the team, not for me. And I always look out for other people that do good for the team in my baseball team and outside of the baseball. You know, um, I was always shy, quiet, but I always wanted to change that aspect of me. So it started that it's, everything started like people helping me, and I took that from them. But sometimes people that tried helping me, but they didn't actually help me, like they half-ass it, and that motivated me. Like I actually want to help someone in the way that I can. So that's how I end up being a personal trainer.
Cool. Now, was baseball like was that the number one thing for you going through high school and maybe before that? Like, was it always like obviously going to college was something that you pursued doing, but was that something that everybody did where you were from? Especially also, what made you decide to even? How did you end up in Fisher College? You know?
Um, I always play baseball, but I used to
Yeah.
study in art school, and yeah, baseball
And
was
this
my
is in
right.
high school, or when is this?
This was I graduated in 2013. I started high school, elementary school in 2007. I played baseball all those years.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I started featuring 2015,
14, 15, I believe.
14, 15. That's back then in 2014. I was recruited.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I started in personal training. Like I got motivated because I always was the black sheep of the group because in our school there wasn't a lot of athletes. I was one of the only ones. So
And this is in Puerto Rico, or this was
in Puerto Rico,
okay.
yeah,
And
uh,
when you say athletes, you mean like actually physical, like trained people, and
yeah, like
yeah,
physically you can see that he's an athlete. He does sports, and I do art. I love it, but me comparing to others, I had more stamina doing my work and living my daily life than not athlete people, and that motivated me to keep doing sports and training. And then it came that I was recruited to go to the fish college. I kept playing baseball. That was one of my dreams to play baseball outside of Puerto Rico and study, and I made it.
yeah,
And after that, I was focused just getting my degree. I got it after 4 years, sports management. And I got my experience playing baseball, and that just kept me motivated. I didn't thought about it, but at the end, I was like, I was actually working on it without even thinking about it to be a personal trainer.
oh yeah, yeah. It feels like, I think because I've always thought about that as like it's just something that's kept in my mind. Like out of the five people in that room, four ended up becoming personal trainers. It's just fun, and like
Yeah,
three of those four are still working at it like with like to a full extent even this day. And it feels like if we had graduated 5 years earlier, I don't think maybe not even one of us might have been been in the fitness business, because it hasn't really been a full-time employment before as it is right now.
yeah,
And
it's bigger
here is
now.
yeah, like I don't know how it's been in Puerto Rico and so on, but like you could tell like from I think from 2015 in Sweden, that's when you started seeing like personal training business exploding.
Yeah,
My,
nice.
my former employer Sats is one of the like leading uh, clubs, I think, in the personal fitness space. They really opened up for a lot more new trainers to come out and pursue a career in personal training, and so that's kind of how that I think that idea came into my head as I was pursuing my bachelor's. As you're
Nice.
saying, like I didn't think about it when I started, but it was always like I know my teachers also talking about it at university, like, well, this is a good first place for you to start to begin your career. And I was like, oh, okay. So when I finally got the chance, I jumped on it.
Nice.
Is there anything else we should know about you before we move on and talk more about college? Your time in Puerto Rico. What is it like to be like? What is it like to grow up on a Caribbean island? Like for you, it's just life, But I'm from Sweden, and
Yeah,
last time I was
yeah.
there, I wouldn't have been too happy if sad if they just say, oh, no, there's no more flights. You have to live here for the rest of your life. I would just be like, I can do that.
I'm fine. I start living. Um, what is about me living here in the island? Well, uh, before I didn't enjoy it as much as I do it now because before I was like going to Cabo Rojo, that's like in the southwest, that's like 2 hours drive. I would say that's long. I will be tired, but now I'll be like, that's a little drive. Let's go. Like, if you can tell me, let's go right now, I'll go. Because I say that because when I went to the states are big, and to go to a place to another takes hours, like more than 4 hours. Um, Friends are closer in the island. There's a lot to do.
Mm.
There's a lot to do. Beach, rivers, climbing,
It's an
sports. There's a lot
amazing
of
experience with the nature and the
the
wildlife that you have there.
the weather. We have the rainforest. Like I'm enjoying it right now. Like I enjoy my time in the state, but that made me open my eyes to come back here and actually enjoy my island and my life here and my family.
For
Um,
sure.
I didn't. I wasn't sad to be at the states and be alone because I'm doing a sacrifice for myself. And I didn't. It's not that I didn't care, but I knew my family was away and that I can live without them for a short time and just it's for the better. And I can do it again, but the island is the island, and I will end up here every time.
Yeah. You talked about that before the podcast started or the recording started. You talked a little bit about like how it's only when you actually like not lose something, but when you step away from something that you appreciate the love that you had for it at the first like but once you had it, you didn't appreciate it. But once
Yeah,
it's been taken away, you're like,
yeah,
oh shit.
eh,
And I
yeah.
think
Like
that
en español nunca vas a apreciar algo más cuando se va. Like you're gonna appreciate more when it's gone. So try to keep your feet in the ground more often, people.
yeah. No, for sure. Like you shouldn't take nothing for granted. And so I'm really
Yeah,
glad that you're here and we're gonna make the best out of this conversation as well.
for
But
sure.
I think just speaking upon like going when as like for you leaving the island to go to get your degree, I think that happens to a lot of people as they pursue a degree and they also make the choice to move out of state or out of the country. Like you're really leaving a lot of the like the safe environment that you're in, but also like if you weren't to do that, that is the price you have to pay to evolve as a person and really to see yourself stay firm on your ground and to be carry your own weight and to
Hmm.
evolve. And also I think when you do that, that's when you actually for most people that leave their hometown, I feel like they come back with a sense of appreciation,
Yeah,
and the price of it is that they have to leave it. Not everybody does it, and so
yeah. They're
that you might
not.
just
Yeah, like it's new to them. They're scared. Like they don't know what's gonna happen. It's just because it's new, but you
yeah,
need to try it out.
yeah. But I just feel, and that's also one of the times when I can feel like then they don't see all the beauty that is in their city, even if my hometown in Sweden and Stockholm is not as I wouldn't imagine as beautiful as the Caribbean islands, but still I have a lot of beauty here
Yeah, no,
that I can see and appreciate now since I've been away from it, and that's something that I will hold on with me forever, and I kind of treasure it now. So it's a big blessing getting over that first hump and going and beginning a journey and starting building on yourself by moving away. But okay, so how we're gonna fast forward then to how you ended up at Fisher. You got recruited, you said, but what was your first impression of Fisher? And tell us a little bit more about the school and your expectations and what was your first impression, I guess.
I was I was excited because it was Boston, the city of Boston in Mass, because I'm a fan of the Red Sox. My first impression was the city's big. Like I'm gonna get lost here. Like I I traveled before, but with my family. I went to Orlando, Florida after Disney. I went to Atlanta. to a baseball game with my dad, but I was literally gonna live in Boston. You know, I didn't know what it was a college or university, what it was the community in a college. So I was excited. I was confused. I didn't know what to expect. I got to the college and it was nice. I was like, this is really nice, but I was still confused. I don't know what to do. I I even though I got to the room and I met you guys, I was still like accommodating myself mentally, like the classes, the everyday, the lunch, the baseball practices. Like my days were long and it was nice. I would like to go back to my first day. So, well, what else I can say about that? My first impression, I met you guys. I
Do
knew
you
I
think
was
we
gonna
were?
be. Yo, I was so scared.
Oh, really?
I I didn't met other people other than Puerto Ricans. I knew Omar because we play against over here in Puerto Rico. You know,
Ah, okay. So you had some idea of
we
him.
weren't we weren't. Yeah, I know who he was, but we weren't teammates.
Oh,
Like
okay.
it was a friend of my friend.
Okay, okay.
Yeah, I knew that he was gonna be there. I knew some other Puerto Rican in the baseball team, but that's it.
Yeah.
But my roommates weren't like people I know. When I got to the room, I saw Jonas, I saw you. Then I met Dave and his family that were Dominican Puerto Rican.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. You had
Yeah,
guys had that connection.
we talked a little bit. I was like, shit, and it was this the room was small for us because you're tall, I'm tall, Jonas is tall, and Dave.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I was like, how are we gonna fit here?
It was a pretty nice setup, though. Like, I don't
I
know.
know.
One second, man. Something is. Sometimes when I talk, it feels like it's coming back on your end. Is it? Yeah. Is your mic plugged in or?
It is. It's plugged in.
All right. Now it stopped. Actually. Okay. Cool. But yeah. But the setup was quite nice because we had a big room. It was just like, and we had a lot of space. At first, it wasn't really organized because they had put the beds all in like a mixed up order, so we didn't
Yeah,
take advantage of all the space. Like I think that like over the next coming weeks, we kind of arranged it in a better way,
yeah. We
and
moved the
then
room like 10 times.
oh yeah, we did. But at the end of the last semester, it looked nice. It was good. It was a good fit.
Yeah,
But yeah, I remember you. I think you. Yeah, I think you had the how to say mohawk coming in, and you're like,
yeah.
here I am.
With a little chin.
Oh yeah, you did. I was
I
like,
didn't have
who is
beard.
this? And you're like, hello, Ella, and that was fun.
Yeah,
Uh,
I saw you talking in your language. What's the name of your language?
yeah, yeah, Swedish.
I saw you guys talking Swedish. I was like, what the fuck?
Oh, I think
Like, how?
we must have upset so many people. Like, what is that language? Like, they didn't understand. I think a lot of times they thought that we were like speaking Spanish or something because that's what you hear in the States, right? There's a lot of Spanish
Yeah,
talking people, but Swedes, like, what? No?
yeah. Like, I'm sure it's the same with you guys when you guys listen to me and Omar, other people talk Spanish. Because we
Yeah,
talk fast too. But that was my first impression. I was like, ¿qué carajo están diciendo estos locos?
yeah.
No, it was nice.
That
But
was
it
a
was
good time.
nice. I was
Yeah,
looking forward to the year. I
yeah,
miss
yeah.
it.
No, I do too. And I guess shout out to Gabe and Omar if you're seeing this. It's been a long time ever since, but hopefully we'll see you guys soon again. We're gonna take a short break and then we're
Yeah.
gonna go on to the next question. See you soon. Welcome back. I was just saying off camera, like, all I remember Bambino and Omar talking was like, they was like, "Kena brone, Benihana, Bahina." They're teaching me all these, how do you say
Puñeta,
cursing in Spanish, puñeta, and all that
arroz
stuff.
que carne hay.
I remember, oh yeah, I don't know. I remember Omar sleeping on the floor a lot of times, not going back to Stewart Street. I remember also sleeping in the bunk bed above Gabe, but I think I did that like the whole semester pretty much, and that's how we got a bit more space as well.
We did. Yeah, you were the only
Uh,
one.
yeah,
You were the only one with the bunk bed.
yeah, that was a good fit for me. I slept with the socks on. You guys didn't want to turn off the freaking lights. I was like, "Hey man, I need to get my sleep, man."
Like,
You're laughing at me.
sleep. 7 o'clock.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Oh, that's me,
I'm
man.
sorry. We got back from practice. That's when we are most awake. More alive.
Yeah, that's how it is. That's no. If we had practiced that hour, it would have been vice versa. So it's like
I
that's what it
didn't
is.
mind. Like, that's fine. I can sleep through anything. So
Oh
you
yeah.
guys can just have fun.
Oh, you did a couple of times. I have to. I thought. I don't. I think I have to remember you. You did put your alarm clock on, but you never turned it off. I was the one, and Jonas was the one turning it off for you the first couple of weeks. And like, man, this guy, he's from the islands, but he's never seen an alarm clock. Like, he doesn't know how to turn it off. It's like crazy, man. Hey, man, if Gabe and or Omar or Jonas, anyone see this, man, you tell this dude, man. It's too much.
I'm sorry.
No, yeah. Well, you're excused by now. I got to visit Puerto Rico, so we good. We good. And I want to come
That
back
was
too.
nice.
Shout out to Omar getting married. That's crazy. That's
I
crazy.
know.
I'm so happy for him. We're so happy for you, man.
It's big.
Let's get back to you though. So, okay, you got a good. You're like, you come into Fisher. You're starting to build your routine and so on and so forth. How was your first semester? Like, how did Fisher hold up against your expectations? What was your first year in school and your first season on the team? Any differences compared to Puerto Rico, or your expectations or whatnot, or how was it?
My first expectation of the college and the year and the team. Well, I wasn't expecting. I'm sorry. I wasn't expecting nothing at all. I would just uh I would just blank. I didn't knew no one. I knew English, but I wasn't as good as them. Um, I knew a few players of the team, but I was a freshman in the baseball team, so I wasn't expecting to have game time by then. So I was just focusing on trying to learn English, get along with people. Um, as I look back, I just try to live the moment, learn English, all the essays I needed to write to get fluent writing and talking, getting to know people. What else I can say? The city. We have a train here, but that system over there in Boston is huge.
The
The
tramway, the
Yeah,
subline
the T,
system, or what it
the
was?
T.
Yeah, the T. Yeah.
So I try not to use it as much in my first year because I was scared of getting lost, but I got through it. I got better by the time. Um, they always taught me to if you wanted to go out with people, and that's a good way to meet people and know the city. Going in a group. My expectation after college, I liked it. It was a big responsibility, all those classes, but I took advantage of them as much as I could. I liked it. The teachers were amazing. There was a lot of interesting students, learning, and and they were like me as well. They're from other states, trying to pursue the college degree, bachelor's, trying to get a better life. Just working for them, and that those little things motivated me even more to know the city, know myself, and just grow.
That's cool. I think, and when I hear you say that, I can kind of I can kind of chip into what you're saying, because I think my impression of you was that you kind of were like enjoying it at a better, in a much better way than I was, at least for sure. You seem to be quite happy with being where you were. And I know that for me, it's one of the things that like really I think made me determined on where to pursue my bachelor's in Sweden after my first year, was that I didn't feel like it met my requirements or my expectations. I had like my expectations were through the roof, because I was gonna play basketball. I wanted to go D1,
Nice.
and I wanted to do all these things, and I was just focusing on what it wasn't, and that first semester was horrible, man. I wanted to go back during Christmas break. I told my mom, like, I don't want to do this. I want to stay. I'm done.
I've been there. I
And
said that once.
yeah, okay, you
Yeah.
did. But I'm so happy that she actually told me. She was just like, no, like, she's like, go back. I don't know if she told me finish it, but she's like, she was saying the right thing to just like making me like go back, do the year, and I'm so happy she did, because when I was at that was the turning point for me, because I felt like I had hit rock bottom. I was still able, me and Jonas were able to go back for a week during Christmas, which was awesome, because it was nice to go back. I hadn't been away for that, like, I was 6 months, and I was on the other side of the world. That's with the same for you. But you had already been like in Atlanta and so on, so you kind of had idea of the States. I think I'd been there once, but on vacation for 2 weeks. When me and Jonas came, we're like, oh shit, this is where we
Hmm.
are. Like, we
This
had no
this is
idea. We
this
got
is
to see
real.
2 pictures. Yeah. So and yeah, I had a lot of expectations, and me being quite like a perfectionist, I wanted it to be more, but it was what it was. And so I had problems. Like, I think I also expected more out of myself, and so because I returned that first uh, in January, I think we came back. We were still on break before the basketball season started and before
Yeah.
school started. I remember just being like, well, this is what it is. Either I do the best of the
Yeah.
situation, and if I truly say that I want to be better, because one thing I learned in the States with the basketball players, at least, they had work ethic. Like, I had never seen that coming from my club here in Stockholm. Like, I had never, I thought when I knew what hard work was, and I was like, no, there's another gear, there's another level. So I just like started embracing that, and that turned out to be one of the, like, I think the best, the season where I had most growth and a good learning curve, because I just felt like, no, I'm the one who has
Hmm.
to change. And so that's what I at least got from my first year, as opposed to, you just kind of like, I was just in shock.
It is. It is. It's a lot to take. It's a lot to
Yeah.
take.
And as you say, being a freshman, we had, I think, like 25, 25
Yeah.
guys on our team, on the baseball team. How many are you?
Yeah, like
40?
40,
And how many are playing?
20, 25.
Yeah,
Even
like you have to be better
the
than the
team is
next one.
20, 25, but you actually need 9 players, 10 players to play, and maybe
Oh,
like
okay.
4 to change. So
Yeah, but
it's
it gets real. Like, if you want to play, you have to make sacrifices. You have to be in your A game. You can't sit and wait, because then you might
in
just sit,
in the in the
So
field and out of the field, you have to be in your A game.
for sure.
You,
And but with that being said, like most freshmen, they have to take a step back, because somebody has been there for 4 years, so they have 3 more years of
hmm.
experience before you're
Yeah,
coming on. So either you have a lot of talent, you can still earn
yeah,
that right, Otherwise, you shouldn't expect more. But I didn't know better because it was my first experience. Nobody's my family have ever gone to
Yeah,
college, so I had to
the
learn that.
hard way. That I just you said
Exactly.
something late before that I wanted to go back home. I said that same thing when I saw all that snowfall in the worst. I remember when Gabe and his family have us for the Thanksgiving.
Hey man, shout out to Gabe once again and all his
Yo,
family. Much love and blessings on them. Hey,
I
that was
had
so
that
nice of you.
here. Like the experience, all of you guys, the snow, that was my first snow. That was crazy. I loved it. Thanksgiving, the scenario was perfect. But when we got back to the city and I saw the worst snowstorm in Boston, the snow was taller than me. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, this is cold. Like, this is not me. Like, I was about to peace out.
Ciao. I'm
Yeah,
out.
but that was the little sacrifice I needed to do, stand the cold weather. I'm not used to it, but 4 years, that's it.
Yeah, but it was crazy because I felt like I don't know how Jonas thought it was gonna be, but like I remember also being so upset about the snow because this was one of the years where Boston got us. They have never had that much snow in like 40 years or something. So it was a special year. But me coming from snow, I was just like, I wanted to get away, man. I didn't move from the other side of the world just to end up in the same condition, like a normal Swedish winter. Like, no, that's not where I came. I wanted something new. In my head, that's what kind of messed me up, I think, because when I thought about college, I was like, oh, I want to go to California. Well, like 90% of the world want to go to California. You were in Boston. And I'm like, yeah, but couldn't it
Same.
be warm? But yeah, I got a reality
And
check.
yeah,
I remember telling the coach, like, he asked me, "What did you think about the season?" I think one of those things that I said is like, "Yeah, it was cold winter." It's like, yeah, well,
and,
yeah,
and the
stupid.
other thing that you said, perfectionist. I'm an artist.
Yeah,
I'm a natural perfectionist, but I just try not to think like that because again, I cannot expect nothing. It's my first year. I need to learn instead of me trying to just hustle in blind. You know? Yeah, just wanted
I think that's
to.
oh, yeah, and I think it's so good that you mentioned it because it's just like I think that is one of the things that have kept me from really truly like enjoying the experience and also being like once I started embracing a mindset of like, well, I may not be the when I can get rid of the like the performance side of it or the prestige. I don't know if that's how you say it in English, but like once I get rid of trying to be this perfect or do a perfect do something perfectly, I can just enjoy doing it and focus on being the one that's learning the most from it. That's gonna that's it. That changes everything, and that's something that came to like that after I graduated, I slowly started to learn that it's more about the journey than actually getting there and saying, "Oh, I did it like this." There's no faults. There's always going to be. It's up and down, and so I think it's good that you're
Yeah,
mentioning it.
damn, 7 years.
It goes fast, man. Hold on. Um, but so me and Jonas both ended up leaving. Was still around your second year, and what was the rest of your years like graduating from Fisher? Because this is something I haven't like even asked about. And tell us more. Like, what was it like graduating from Fisher, and what was year two like?
What was me? Well, it wasn't as it wasn't so hard because I had the teammates with me, all year with them, and I had teammates. So second year, third year, fourth year, and then I met people in the college that got me through it. It was kind of empty because you guys were my first roommates, I was like, "Damn, man, I need to start over again from scratch." You know, in the
That must have been
yeah,
hard.
it was a little hard. Trying to detach from that good attachment you have with you, Victor, Jonas, Escape, but that's the little sacrifice I need to do. To get to my goal,
Yeah,
the degree, play baseball.
yeah.
Um, one of my one of the things that got me through was to get distracted. You know, I got a job at the college and working in an office at the gym. I work as an RA at the school for 2 years. I got a job outside of school and just
What was that?
where I used to work
Yeah.
at Cold Stone.
What did
Cold
they do?
Stone is an ice cream shop. Yeah.
Oh, did you gain weight? Did you gain weight? You working there?
I don't know because I work out. I work.
I know I would have. I know I would have.
I always I always bring ice cream, and my friends, like I always always bring one to them, But
Okay, cool.
I always work out, so I wasn't paying attention to the weight back then. And now I pay attention to my weight. Back then, no, I just ate. Like I just ate, bro. Remember, like we just feast.
Man, yeah, man. I remember being on that tight ass budget that they had, having your meal card, and you're trying to figure out, well, how much can I eat? Not like, and always dreaming of like, oh, I just want to eat everything, and you just like, and just check your balance on the account, and you're like, yeah, I'm just gonna,
Just pick,
this will do.
just pick a little. But
But
what I was gonna say, yeah, and just work, and just.
you can hear your bottle.
Sorry. Um, I just distracted myself working, going to the gym. I do art. I just started painting or drawing. That got me through all the
Oh
years.
yeah, I remember you doing that a lot
Yeah,
first year. And you're really talented.
thank
Like I'll see if I can be able to put something up some of your work. But like Bambino was the guy. He'd draw like how do you say like an actual painting, like do whatever and sit like crafting things like out of not play-doh. What do you
you.
call it? Like
Plasticina, Play-Doh, clay.
yeah,
Clay.
molding stuff. You clay. I've seen you carve something out
Yeah,
of wood on your Instagram. I was like, man, who
yeah.
is this guy?
That's the least. That's the last thing I learned. Carving wood. I love it. Pretty cool. I love sculptures.
Is off topic. Is like this art, this passion of yours of creating stuff and the artistry. Is that something you're pursuing as a career side on side? Has that always been a dream, or has it only been a passion of yours that
It,
you're
it started. It started as a
developing?
hobby. Then it went from hobby to a passion. And I actually want to be an art teacher. Too.
Oh, okay,
I'm
wow.
actually studying for my second and third bachelors for sculpture and art, educational arts. So I want to be a teacher, not soon, but uh, someday.
Someday.
Yeah,
I think you'd do great in that. If that's what you want to do, I truly support it, man. You should do it. If anyone, you'd be a great one because you could set the example of showing them how to
appreciate
do
it.
it.
Um,
But
no, no,
yeah.
go ahead.
Um, so you got adjusted, like yeah, there was some adjustments. Your second year, you kept yourself distracted with
Yeah,
working more as the years
yeah,
went by. Going into you,
working
yeah.
more, practicing more because second year this is my chance to shine for the team. Um, yeah,
All right, that's dope. What was it like going into your third year? That's the sophomore year, right? Is that when you kind of decide what you want to
yeah.
major in and what
I,
you
I
want
was
to
I was
do?
decided already with my major with the sport management, but the biggest challenge was the team because I changed my style of pitching. I'm a pitcher at the team.
Oh yeah, your
Yeah,
position.
no, like
Okay.
how I throw.
So for someone who hasn't played baseball, I know a lot of Swedes. They don't know what baseball is.
Yeah,
What does the pitcher do?
I'm the one that throws the ball at the batter, so that we can play, and at the game roll, the game roll.
So basically, like if you were to be put in a snowball fight, you could actually kill someone with your
I hope
throw.
not.
Where you could throw those curveballs, they won't see it coming, and always like
Yeah, just make sure
hit
I'm in
them in
your
the face.
team.
Okay, cool. Dibs on Bambino. Dibs on Bambino.
So
All right. Did you switch from
no,
pitcher
no,
to?
I was still the pitcher, but my pitching style I was changing it. Yeah.
Ah, okay. And to what direction did you
So
go?
I used to throw overhand, but then now I throw underhand like a submarine pitcher. So I was starting from scratch again, and that was just my coach trying to teach me some new style so I can, help the team out. I like it. I love it. It's different. I always like to be different from the society, and I throw even harder. I love how the ball moves. I'm really rare in baseball. Like out of 10 pitchers, there are probably like two of me that throw like submarine. So I'm rare, and I love it. So I just focus my third year on practicing how to throw like that, working the studies, because the studies even got harder because I was close from
Yeah.
graduating. Um, what else I can say? That was my first year as an RA. I had a lot of work, so it was wake up, work, study, baseball, work, sleep, all that in repeat.
Not a lot of free time, right?
I had a few. I, I used to have a girlfriend back then, but not even
Oh,
that.
okay.
I had so much time for it, so I was
No,
more
I get it.
focused.
It's once you start getting closer and closer to graduation, is that's the time when you need to step up and be on your shit. If you want to graduate with good grades, you want to be able to commit to your responsibilities, and especially if you got a job and you got some form of pressure to
Yeah,
perform. So that's when you kind of have to shut everything else off. And I think a lot of times, like, your time is compromised, so you have to make a few
yeah, few
sacrifices.
sacrifices. That's the
That's a
word.
lot. That's the same story for. Yeah, I think it's something that you can't avoid. That's what you have to go through to get the reward on the other
Yeah,
side.
it's always a price.
And it always is. We're gonna take a quick break, and we'll be right back. Okay. Okay. So going into your last year at college, your senior year, what was that like, and what was it like to graduate?
My last year was what was interesting, was intense.
In, in what ways?
Uh, Personally, studies and baseball. I can start with that. I quit the team just cause,
Oh, you did.
yeah, I wasn't having as much game time. I wasn't focused because I would just focus on my classes. You know, I wanted to just get that degree and just feel fulfilled. Uh, Back then is when Maria happened in Puerto Rico, the hurricane that
Oh yeah.
that went across Puerto Rico. side to side.
Devastated, right? Like a lot
Yeah,
of houses were torn
yeah.
down,
I
and
wasn't there, and that's what made me even just more not unfocused, but I just wanted to be home with my family, have my degree, and
for
just
sure,
continue my life.
for
Um,
sure.
I it looks like this. I quit the team actually. I did, but I didn't quit my dream and my my end goal just because I did it because just to get the degree, have better energy, and just focus my time in my classes and just to have my mind more straight into my end goals. So that was a little
You can only do
yeah
you can only do so many things at once,
yeah
and it's easy to feel overwhelmed when you're having to be able to perform in an elite environment in
yeah
sports, while also having those other commitments with jobs and as your studies getting tough before your final examines.
yeah. It was hard. I I never quit a team. I have never been a season without playing baseball. So it was doing something new. Like if it was compare me going to Boston, like it was new me going to Boston. So me doing that, taking that decision was new to me, and I was scared. I didn't know if it was the right decision or not. But at the end, it was. I what matters is if I was okay with it, happy with it, and if it wasn't in vain, and it wasn't because I got my degree, I got back with my family, we're all good. I met more friends, I met more university staff. You know, in college, I learned to just get your name out, get your face out. You never know when you're gonna need a reference or have a friend like I know that guy is good. Those are important. Um,
I could imagine you building up a good reputation because you're pretty, as I remember you, and to this day, a likable guy. Whenever I hear
I
your name, it's I see you with a smile, and
Yo, I
that's
see.
I think I would imagine that's how a lot of people see you.
Uh, now that I've been thinking about it from a time back, like I'm shy. I am, but I didn't express myself well. But when I do, I always smile. But I didn't saw that until now. So when I can, I always try to smile because it's free, it's contagious, bro. Like just smile, and you don't know when that
You
smile
said
can
you said
pick
it's
someone
free.
up. Yeah, the smile is free, bro. Just smile. Like, uh,
I love it, man.
oh, it is. It is. Um, it is contagious. When I don't like to take pictures, and I don't know how I end up in the fitness industry, but I had to put my face and body out so people can see me, because I'm the example of them. You know. So
Exactly.
back
You should
then
be able
I
to
didn't.
lead by example as well.
So back then I didn't smile at college a lot. I just smiled in the group. So I just smile more often, and I just remember back in picture like I had a lot of fun. And you said that when you hear my
Mhm.
name, you're happy about it. People in the school know my name that I didn't even knew, like staff, like hey Bambino, and like what? Like who are you? But that's nice that people know me because I contributed uh, uh, I contributed good stuff to the school and to
You
the community.
you built somewhat of a legacy.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm sure you did. And as being a part of the Fisher College experience with the students that are resident at the school as well, you become really important to them because I mean, just take me and Jonas. We had what was his name, Chris Green. Shout out to Chris Green if you're seeing this. But
Yeah, I remember him.
you know, like if if things happen, you know, like we're like we have no one else to talk to. Like you become a really important person,
Yeah,
and by you being able to be there and assist us and the things that we need help, you know, it's you know, like it's something that you can't put a price on.
yeah. When I was an
So you
RA,
create a lot of value.
yeah, when I was an RA, I tried my best to help people out, feel them comfortable. I always have to do the activities for them, for my resident hall, or for the school, work at the office. You know, I had to work for the mail, organize everything, activities, orientation week. Uh, I always try to do my best, you know, help people out. I'm bilingual, so I had to be a little upfront from other people that don't know other language. So even though if I didn't want it to be upfront, I was somehow obligated to be, but I took advantage of that.
That's good. You have to take advantage of everything, every opportunity you get. But what was the feeling like when the day actually came when you were and when you graduated? Like this was the day. What was that
It
like
came,
to do it in
it
Boston?
came so quick. Like it came so quick. Those months, those semester, like went by so fast. I, like I said before, I wasn't expecting nothing, but I was expecting at least to get a big job. You know, I got my degree, but it wasn't like that. You know, I graduated. It was awesome. Seeing all my,
Were your parents
yeah,
there? Were you there by
no,
yourself? Or they were
my
there?
parents came. Uh,
That's
my
dope.
parents came. Uh, Friends from my family came. Like a couple. My brother came. That was big to me. Seeing my brother. I might cry. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Seeing my brother was special to me because we're really different in personalities, and we didn't talk much in our childhood, but now we're like more close. And seeing him there was great because he looks up to me, you know, and I looked up to him. But I got to college first.
Is that your older
It's
brother
small, a
or younger
younger
brother
brother.
or
You met him.
smaller
You
younger
met
brother?
him,
Okay. Yeah,
Alexis.
yeah, I remember it, but I can't remember if
Yeah,
who was the
no,
older
no,
one. And
the younger one. Um, it was big because he said to me once before going into college, like he looks up to me, you know. So that's a little more pressure to me, you know. But someone's actually looking up to me, so I have to look good for them or
yeah,
motivate
you
them.
want to honor them in that
So
way, you
seeing him
know.
was good. You know, I was looking forward to do more stuff after the graduation. And my mom, my dad, my mom only has her high school diploma. My dad has his college diploma. You know, just one diploma more for my family. And
Exactly.
yeah, it was great. It was great.
I could
Yeah, it was great.
imagine. And congratulations, belated
Gracias, gracias.
congratulations, if that's how you say.
I got
But
the chance
like,
to dress nice. That was awesome.
yeah, but you should. It's a special moment because it's 4 years of work building up to just being able to graduate, and then after that, you know, a whole nother journey and adventure awaits. And it's only when you get there that you get to see what that
Mm.
adventure is. But you graduated. Was there and what was your thoughts then? Were there any did you make a commitment or a how do you say? Did you choose to? Did you consider staying in Boston, or did you know that you wanted to go back to Puerto Rico as soon as you were done,
I
or
was
what's the
I,
time word after like?
uh, I was mentally preparing to stay for the summer at least. So try to get a job. Try to get a job, a better job, better payment. better wage. It didn't work out, and I just came back to.
What were the jobs that you were applying for after
I was applying.
graduation in your
I was
field?
applying jobs related for my degree. I got a few interviews, but didn't go through.
Such as
I tried to apply for baseball team, basketball teams, colleges,
okay.
high schools, and I try to apply for office job. I got I got it. I just worked for a month. I didn't like it. Yeah, it wasn't for me. What was the other one? I worked for another job, account manager. I didn't like it, and that was just the last job I tried, and I just came back to Puerto Rico and just let me try it here. And that was back in 2018. I got back
Yeah.
by
That's the same year I graduated, which is
yeah,
funny because somehow I kept wherever you were in life, I was experiencing the same thing at the same time, but here in
yeah, we were
Sweden.
together but not together.
Exactly.
Yeah, I came back to Puerto Rico around August, September. I got here. I didn't have nothing, no job, no money, uh, nothing. Just
Oh, amen. That was that was me
yeah.
too.
So I started from scratch. Um, did I answer your question?
Yeah, yeah, perfect. So take us through that process. So the year is 2018. You try to you stayed in the States for during the summer to find employment, but ended up going back to Puerto Rico to do the
Yeah,
same thing. What then? What happened that fall 2018? What was it first like? You came back, started from scratch,
I
and what was the first step into pursuing what
just hustle. I
a
just
career?
hustle for my career. No, I didn't find anything because I
Oh, really? No jobs are waiting. You couldn't search for anything. Like, no, there's no jobs in this field. Or what was your?
it's difficult to have a job in, with the field in my degree, but you have to
Which once again
sports
is
management.
sports
Yeah,
management. Okay,
so you have to build up to it. But I just
exactly.
hustle, trying to look for jobs. I didn't get just any job. I'm really picky after all those years in college and working with different experience. So I was really picky. So uh, where I work now at this gym, and Hot and Fitness Gym, Tawaha, that's where I started working when I got from the States back in 2018. I started working in the counter at the gym. Like I saw the post in Facebook. I like that was at night. I don't know, like 11, 12 at night. And you're not supposed to do that. That's not professional, to write for a job at that night. But I said, fuck it. Like I need to hustle this job, you know. And they text me in that morning, like, come through. Are you free for today for an interview? I was like, yeah. And the gym is like 10 minutes away from my house. That's even better. Then after, then after
Magic.
that, in that same week, um, I was practicing with my dad, just tossing, and I met uh, a coach, and I went to his practice, and I presented myself to him, and he offered me a job to coach the team. The team is like 16 to 18 years old. Yeah.
Perfect.
So I was coaching, I was helping them with conditioning, just exercise and practice, and I was their pitching coach as well. So I got two jobs in a week right after I got from the state. And that's what kept me motivated, just keep grinding. And after that, I started playing baseball again. and that was nice. I was playing in a league called 28 and sub. That's from 28 years and under players can play that league, and we were playing just around the island. That's how I started my life again in 2018 when I come back.
That's how you built back to. Oh, that's how you built back to doing what you have done, or how do you say? Once you started from scratch again, that's how you built yourself up by getting this first job at Hot Fitness, and as I understood, it was in the counter, and then also getting this baseball job, as well as starting playing baseball
Yeah,
again. And it's funny that you describe it that way because that's exactly pretty much what happened to me, in the sense of that as I came back from my university or from my time in Umeå, another
yeah,
city, I felt really lost because I was met by the same thing. Although I had although I have a slightly different major than sports medicine, it's a pretty tight niche. I have a lot of expertise in training, and but the market and jobs available are not like there's not a lot of jobs available. So I remember looking for jobs during the summer, and I got kind of scared. So I had to go back to an old job, an unemployment, which was good because a job is a job, And I think sometimes the more time you invest in something, you kind of build your expectations.
yeah.
But then again, it doesn't always match with reality, and that's when you can get kind of screwed if you have too much expectations, and then if you feel like you can't take another job. I think sometimes you might have to take the first step in order to get to the next one. So it's just like levels. You have to start building
Yeah.
again.
Your small
But
expectations takes the bigger expectations.
that's it, man. And so I could relate to what you're saying, but I was just like, as I felt really lost that summer and that fall, like I had to rebuild because I was again starting from scratch, like not a lot of money in my pocket, and not really like I didn't feel any meaning and sense of purpose with what I was doing. So the one thing that was really important to me was like, well, I was just like, well, I need to go and play basketball again because that's where the journey started, And I did go back to my old club. I started playing again. It didn't feel this. Like, it wasn't the same, because once you've competed at a high level, that's where you want the bar to be, and you kind of want to evolve from that. But then when you take a step down, you're not met by the same expectations, and you can't really blame the people playing in that league that they're not, the passes aren't sharp enough or the shots or
Yeah.
whatever. And also, like, you might not be at the same level if you've taken a season to fall back. So it's just like a lot of frustration that first season. But
yeah.
That's one thing that I know that I like. It was at least a comfort at the time of building myself up again to be able to step back into something that I know that had worked for me previously. So that was a huge comfort for me at the time. We're going to take a short break, and then we want to know what happened.
Huh?
You said if I still play?
Yeah, you still play?
No, no, like not even for fun. I'm still able to play. I could play. Like I think my thing now is like I want to be able to play whenever I want to, even if it's in the summer or whenever. I just want my body to be able to do that until I'm 50 or 60. But I don't feel like it's usually fun when I play with some of my old teammates. That's always a good time. And I think I still can keep up with players who are in good shape, but I'm not that crisp anymore because I don't spend enough time. But I don't play in like during the season and so on. I don't think I even played more than once or twice last summer, so it's not a lot of playing. I do other things now. So as with this podcast and so on and so forth. But whenever someone says let's go, I'm just gonna be able to lace up and just go and go play.
Oh yeah.
But we're going to take a short break, and then we'll be right back, okay? All right. um, so tell us, what was it like after getting that first job, I guess, in the fall 2018, and then those two jobs at High Fitness and starting playing baseball again? We're entering 2019. How was that first beginning of that first year coming back? What was that like?
It was nice to be busy again. Yeah, it was nice. Uh, Meeting new people, doing baseball, what I like, started playing, coaching, and you're earning money at the same time. Uh, I like the job at the gym. It was nice seeing people, trying to do something extra out of the routine daily. Uh, I still have friends from back then now, and I talk to them sometimes. Like, I remember when I met you in 2018. Like we didn't talk much back then, but looking back, it was great. Still having their friendship. They're trainers like me, all of them. Um, it was great, like to have that job like that, just fast a week after I got back to the island, because I thought I was gonna go crazy, trying to also looking for a better job out of the island. But and let's say this, we don't get paid much here, but I make the best out of it, you know. So that's the mindset I have.
Yeah.
So you try to live a life. Don't try to live a lifestyle you don't you don't have. So I was happy with my job or with what I was winning, you know, and the team. It was great having those kids. That's what I told you before, that people teaching me and that people try to teach me, but they actually were half passing it. They were actually teaching me. So that's why I took the job, because I want to teach them kids. Uh, I want to teach them and I give them the time they didn't give me to hustle and to play the sports or just live outside of the field and do something well. So I was trying to be a good example.
That's great. I think it's really like overlooked, like the value of having proper leadership and having people, like for kids to have have people close to them that they really could like not admire, but as you say, look up to, not in a way that there might be that may be perfect, but just to have someone to shadow,
Mm.
someone who does good things so they can model that into building their own success and whatever they want to do. And, a lot of times through sports and exercise and movement, we just indulge ourselves in creating good behaviors. Usually when we have an interest at an early age, that thing just develops over time, and being placed in an environment with sports and taking care of your body, you might not think of that as much as when you're a kid, but just being in that environment, kind of, and if you enjoy it because you are amongst your friends, you're in a safe environment, you have a good leader,
Mm.
you just kind of want to see yourself keep on doing that as you move forward in life. And some of those kids, I'm sure it was one of those kids will probably end up in college just like you. And
There are a
they,
few. They're actually in Future College.
no way.
There are a few there.
That's crazy, man. And
Uh,
I'm so happy to hear that, because I think, like, you know, um, you're just able to see the success and joy that you've had yourself and to share it with other people. That's amazing. And as you're saying, when you do that with a sense of, when you're coming from a place where you feel like you didn't get the best things yourself, but you want to be able to give that to other people, I feel like that's one of the reasons why I want to bring you on, because I feel like we have the same mindset there, where we still have things we could offer, and I think we need to bring our best, every best bit of ourselves to the table each day, to be able to provide and do more for us, because that's how we grow, not by our own, how do you say, not by our own success, but how we share it and amongst ourselves.
What else what I can say? Yes, I have a few. The kids that I used to coach, I have a few. There are a few in college, but a few of them are actually in Fisher College. I got happy. I was like, I can actually just see myself in you, And I told them everything that other people didn't tell me about college or about Fisher. I was like, if I cannot help you in other ways, but I can help you with what I have, and that's knowledge, and that's just enough. And I was grateful for coaching them. I coached them for 2 years. It was a good experience. I take them with me every day. Some of them write me in the DMs, just talking how I am, and just let's hang out sometime and just catch up. Some of them play double A baseball right now, so they're either my teammates or opponents.
That's crazy.
What else? What else? The gym. I love the gym. Like, since I got that job, I was so grateful of it. I'm still working there. It's been 4 years now.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And it's nice to see, because me following you from the sidelines, with just following you on your Instagram and the client success that you have, it's been nice to kind of backtrack, if you go back and see like how you started and how you've grown, and seeing how you maneuver through everything, because it's a process, and you just, whatever you do, you keep getting better at it if you keep spending more time. But I think one of the things you have to you have to enjoy what you're doing to be able to do that. Otherwise, if you're just doing it for the sake of how profitable it is, it might not give you all the tools that you need to fully develop and feel fulfilled by that development. Because if you're in a growth mindset and you want to do the best work, not only for you, but for the success of the people that you're around. I think you'll do a better job of that long term if you have something that brings you meaning and satisfaction.
Yeah.
And I truly hope that you've taught them where Maria Taqueria is, so they can spend their money wisely.
I told them, right? That was the first thing I told them. I told them, like, if you're hungry, this is where you go.
Yo, if I'm going back to Boston, that's the first thing I'm gonna do, man. I don't want to go nowhere else, man. Maria Taqueria, that was the place, man. I've never tasted any better burritos. The local was okay, it was good. Chipotle was nice, but Maria Taqueria on Stewart Street, shit, man.
Those walk were, I always look forward for those walk with you guys and to
bro,
eat there.
I ordered two every time, because I know I could only eat one. I had extra rice, extra beans, and I was stuffed on one. But I was like, I want one more. Like, maybe not that day, but I want to be able to see that there's one waiting for me. I could eat a hot, cold, whatever. That was made with love.
Me was the nachos and burrito every time.
Oh, wow. Okay, but you were. Did you at what point did you switch over from? Did you start as a personal trainer when you began at Hot and Fitness, or was that something that you grew into as time went on?
I grew into as time went on.
So when did that start?
It started with the baseball team I was coaching.
Okay.
Yeah. So before it, I had a certification to coach baseball. So it started with that. So as I was coaching the team, I like to help people, and as I saw that that I liked helping them get better at baseball and for the college dream or pursuing their professional baseball, uh, I noticed that I like to help someone. Actually, I just don't want to keep my knowledge to this group of youngs. So I started doing the personal training certification. I studied for it, and so my boss back then, my supervisor told me like you can just start here at the gym, you know, being a personal trainer, and so I did it. I looked for a few clients of they were friends of mine, and I started like that with just one client, and she still is my client to this day.
Oh wow, that's great.
Yeah,
That's 3 years of how do you say uh, re- uh, retention rate. Your retention rate is quite awesome. Then you have
yeah,
kept them for 3 years. That's amazing. Going
yeah,
into your fourth,
mhm,
that's crazy. That's some things. Sometimes I think that's an aspect that's really overlooked in the personal training space. That in order to keep a client for that long,
it
kind
is
of
hard.
tells you that you're in good hands.
It is
Because
hard,
then you
but
have to keep pushing
hmm
and making it sure that it feels fresh and new all the time, and also making sure that they don't acquire any injuries as you push them to develop. So
yeah,
the coach that you have to, they have to be good.
yeah.
Otherwise, they might risk you might risk getting a lot of injuries, and you have to stop for a while,
hmm
and that happens
Uh,
way too often.
that's not good for the business.
No, it's not. But that's dope.
Yeah,
Uh, I want to know more about this, but we're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back.
that,
Off track. As of right now, I'm working as a PE teacher, so a physical ed teacher, physical education teacher for classes between first and fourth grade. So they're like 7 to 11 years old. And one of the things that I think I'm learning from being with them is just like having just a quick break and just being like a child. It does so much for for everything that you do. And then when you step in with like pure excitement and joy and like free movement, and it's just a fun environment to be in. But I think it's just you were reminded that, hey man, as time gets passes on, we kind of forget this. But being in the fitness business and training business is, I think, it's one of the most playful environments that you could be in. So it's a really cool space to be in, and that's probably why it's so fulfilling. Don't you think?
what I think of the environment, the fitness.
Yeah.
I think that you should enjoy your health right now when you can. If you can enjoy your health right now, do it. Don't wait you know for your doctor to tell you or your body to tell you, hey, move your body. I need it. You know. And like you said, now the kids taking a break, just enjoying themselves. Just enjoy it now. Like that's what I think. Like make time. Don't try to have time for it. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, no, and especially when it comes to like your own health and such, you make time. It won't just come. You have to fit
You
it
have
in
to
your
make
schedule.
time. Like it was easy for me because I've been playing baseball all my life. You know, it was in my routine daily. But now I now that I'm more concerned about it, like I try to put the word out, like make sure to make time to at least do 30 minutes or
Yeah,
20. You know, even though 5 minutes can build up to 20 minutes. Just start. It's
yeah,
gonna be contagious.
that's it. You just
And
want to build good habits.
yeah, um, and people say like us trainers and people that work in the fitness industry, they say it's easy for us, but it's not. I'm tired too. I don't want to work out sometimes, but seeing kids, like you said, and seeing my clients or people just working out or doing something for the health motivates me. You know, like I'm not always motivated. Motivation lasts for 1, 2 days, but discipline is what gets you to your goals.
Yeah, consistency. Whatever you do, you need consistency. Otherwise, you won't reap the benefits if you
So
stop when your motivation stops. But if you're consistent on of doing what you plan to do, you will reap the reward of doing it once you have completed your task, no matter
yeah,
what it will be. So yeah.
I, I I have this client that she's a mom, a single mom. She has a daughter. She has a big job, and she is my client. She makes time to do exercise. I have another client. She can be my mom. You know, she's 58, and she makes time for it. She used to do workouts at home workouts, but then she was like, "I need a trainer. I want to learn more." She met me. She's been my client since November until now, and she's happy with my service. She gotten better. She does perfect deadlifts, squats. Like I was scared to give her exercise, but I I didn't hold back. I told her like we're gonna keep pushing every week, and she loves it. She even tells me I'll put more weight. I want to try this. What this machine does. That motivates me. Like someone older than me trying to do what I do that I can do now, being healthy. Just motivates me. That's how I look at it.
Yeah, but you do get inspired by the people you're around, and it's just so when you see when you slowly start to see a passion forming in their eyes, that you kind of reminded of, oh yeah, this is why I came into the industry, and this is what I want to do. So
Exactly.
that's a really cool feeling. Not everybody gets to enjoy that. But speaking of your clients and so on and so forth, you're working as a PT today. As of where you are right now in your career, being able to do this for a couple of years, what do you like? What do you feel like are your gifts, and if a client is coming to you, who is Bambino as a trainer, and who can you help the best? What are the cases you are looking for, and who are you helping, and who can you help as a
Uh,
trainer?
or like the people that I target to help. Um, Anything that I can help. Like I'll I won't try to discriminate people. So if if people wanna make themselves better at something, and I'll try to do my best, to help them and make them happy. But that's their job to make themselves happy. I'm just trying to give you the tools to it, and I'll be there. I'll be your friend. I'm a PT, but I'll be your friend. Because PT aren't just personal trainers. They're friends. They're psychologists. They're everything. We spend time. We spend an hour of the day, but that hour is a lot for them. So I'll help people from 14 to 60 if I have to. I don't care if you have disabilities. I'll try to do my best to help you. If I cannot help you, I'll try to recommend some other coworkers because I know a lot of people that can have experience and they work with that field. But I always try to do my best when I can. Oh, everyone's welcome to help. Be helped by me. I'm being
Cool, man. It sounds like you sound like a genuine guy, but as a lot of coaches are, and I really like to hear the fact that you know that you're able to help them at as long as you can, and if you're not able to help them, you will send them to someone who will be able
yeah,
to take care of the case because that's really putting the client first. And if all the coaches did that, I don't think I think this industry would flourish, and I also think there would be a lot of people and to really see the value in what we're especially what you are doing. So
for
that's
sure.
big. That's huge. Um, what was the pandemic like for you?
Damn, it was came out of nowhere. That's when the pandemic was. It was tragic, a tragedy, and a blessing at the same time. You know, I always learn how to. I always learn how to look at the bright side at the bright side of things. So when the pandemic happened, I was doing a lot of stuff. Bambino was trying to grow and be better. I react. I react. How you say that in English? I got back to the college I used to study before getting in Fisher at the art school, the art academy. So I was trying to get my other degrees, the sculpture and education. So that
Okay, so
was
you
my
went
first
back to
semester back.
school. Okay.
Yeah, I went back to school that year that the pandemic happened. So I got back to school that semester, was for 2 months, then boom, pandemic. I was preparing myself to how you say that in English? The competition, bodybuilding competition.
Oh,
I was
wow.
I was actually gonna try it for a year at least for men physique. So I was preparing. I was at my peak, and that it was great experiencing that preparation, eating all that food. Like I eat, I used to eat a lot, but then I noticed then when I was preparing myself that I needed to eat even more. Um, the pandemic happened. I couldn't go to the competition.
Oh, yeah.
Um, what else? Uh, I couldn't work at the gym, so I needed to hustle my job. So I was out of the gym. So I started to buy equipment for my house so I can work out as well. Then a few months after, I started to implement the online training. So I started doing that. It was great. It was cool as well because I was more connected with my family, with my friends. We used to FaceTime and work out as well. But the pandemic was scary as well, you know, with the virus. You had to be careful, your health. What else? It was good. It was good and great. It was bad and good because I, it, it made me try to get out of my comfort zone a little bit, and it opened my mind a little bit more to how to make my job or my career a little bit better than it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, like, I think for a lot of trainers who were used to being on the floor with their clients, like not being in the online space before the pandemic,
Yeah.
it came as a wet blanket. You're like, what is this? You know, I remember I was at work when that happened, and then what my old club was one of the first clubs, I think the only club in Sweden that actually shut down as soon as they got word of the corona or the COVID-19. Um, so we shut down on a Thursday or a Friday, and then we were closed for 2 days. Then they kept closed for 2 weeks, for 2 upcoming weeks, thinking that everything in society was going to close down. But here in Sweden, you know, we kept everything open. So although the clubs were closed, we were supposed to go back to work that Monday, and I was just like, well, how do we know? How do I get on the subway? How do I, like, you know, people are ending up in hospitals. It was a scary time. Uh, but have you guys been locked up during the times in the pandemic? And
Yeah, we were locked up for quite a while. I think I don't recall my salary, my like for 3 4 months. We were then after those months they were open stores, supermarkets, hospitals, just essential stuff were opening, and we will just have a few hours during the day to just go out. Um, it was interesting. It was different. Never in my life had that happen. Never in my life I thought that was gonna happen. Um, the like you said, the white blanket in my face. I don't know what to do. I didn't know what to do because that was my job. I didn't have any other thing. I used to play baseball too, but I couldn't play baseball. Everything was closed, so I had to hustle my way to learn how to work online. So I had to. I used to. I did my workouts in PDF, the images, directions and stuff, send it to my clients. Some I for some time I did it for free, just to get more clientele. Um, I don't regret it,
No.
but it was something that we couldn't control.
Yeah, no, for
But
sure
but
not.
but, but the experience was, for me in the job side, I liked it, because I needed to get out of my comfort zone because that prepared me. If something happens, I have this. If I don't have A, I have B.
Exactly. I feel like the more like the better you are equipped like that, like the persons that I feel like at least the people that I see as successful, um, or a lot of times they have like found different ways to acquire both an income, but also to be able to be prepared for the worst case scenarios, and that's something like you have to build for. Either you have to go through the process of coming unprepared, and that's what teaches you that you even when things are going good, you still have to prepare for the worst. You have to have a plan A, plan B, because a lot of times plan A doesn't come through, either if it was the graduating and getting a nice fancy job in Boston the first time. And if that doesn't happen, then although you didn't have a plan A, plan B has to then be made. And there's no way of, I think, doing both things at the same time. It's just like that keeps coming back, things doesn't always go your way. And if you're willing to learn and adapt when that moment hits you, the quicker you can just go on and start from scratch again,
Yeah,
the better you're gonna be. And it was actually
yeah,
fun seeing both you and Omar. Really, I felt like you guys were pretty quick to adapt to taking your training business online. What was crazy here in Sweden was that a lot, although this happened, so many coaches, I would say like 75-80%, didn't even, although they wanted to, and this is including me, although they wanted to take their stuff online, they didn't have any tools to do it in a way
yeah,
that they didn't know how to, or they just didn't, you know, they didn't start with the very first thing they could do. Like it's just too big of a leap. Like a lot of people, you were just hoping that things would go back to normal as soon as possible. And we're still in it today. I just got my third vaccine shot last week, so we're still
yeah.
seeing the effects of COVID now. And I think for a lot of people, they've had to figure out how to do either what they're doing in another way or find something else to do. But the sooner you adapt to the situation, the better it's going to be. So being quick and agile is a good thing. It was nice seeing both you and Omar adapting quick. Um, but so to round up this conversation, I guess you've been through quite a lot. Do you feel like you guys are coming back to normal, like how to say, things as they were before the pandemic now, or what's this situation in Puerto Rico right now?
It's not. We're not getting back as normal before, but I think we're better at it. You know, by in society wise, we're better at it during the pandemic as we can be. Because we still have curfew.
Oh, okay.
Um, yeah, we still have curfew. The businesses are not 100% uh, not open, but capacity to. to fill the businesses. There's not a lot of concerts like before. We used to have concerts,
Yeah.
but they closed it. Some of them they're being
Yeah.
canceled, but uh, businesses are open regularly. Um, we still wear masks. People
Yeah.
have the vaccine. I had the third booster as well. Um, how was the doses for you? The vaccine? Were you good? Did you have after effects?
No, I think like I had my first booster, or I had my first shot, vaccine shot, like maybe a year ago or so, last spring, I
Yeah,
think, or this autumn. I'm not sure, but I don't know if I was like a bit tired the day afterwards. But then when I got my booster shot and now the third one, I haven't felt anything. So
yeah.
it's been an
I didn't feel nothing
yeah,
after my shots.
no,
Um, it was a people with the mask training. It's a little bit hard because they
yeah,
had to wear the mask in the gym, and I know it's a little bit hard because I used to train with a training mask before, and I had the experience. But people that are not that athletic, it's a little hard for them, you know. But
yeah. The
they go
workout will
through
get
it.
twice as hard just using the mask.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good and bad. You know, you're getting work done. Um, I think Puerto Rico is getting back. It's getting back from the pandemic. I don't think the pandemic is gonna end
no,
100% soon.
no,
It won't. But we're Puerto Rico is just doing what it can with what it have.
yeah.
Just making the best out of it.
That's key to life, man.
Yeah.
But so, moving on from the pandemic, what has been your biggest challenge for you in your career and your field that you're in now? And how did you get through it? And if so, what did you learn?
Damn. What was the hardest? Damn, man. I don't know what to say. A lot. Is there a lot or not? Um, and just me making myself happy, or just no, that's not it. Yo tengo la palabra en español. I had the word in Spanish. Like, tratar de complacerme, para please, try to please me and just make myself happy. Just, what was one of the hardest things. Just until later, soon, just I can say yesterday. I still don't know what I want, you know, but I know what I want to do. And I think that's one of the hardest things. I don't think I have never been asked this. I have a brainstorm so bad. I don't know what to say.
No worries.
Yeah,
I'll leave that blank for now. And if you do recall anything, let me know. We'll put that back in.
yeah,
But okay, so same question, but out of work,
yeah.
what has been your biggest challenge? Let's say these last 3 years outside of work, and same thing. What was it? How did you get through it? And if so, did you learn anything from it? Any mistakes or lessons that you want to share from pursuing what you've been doing?
Um, Out of work, just try to keep my feet on the ground, be more. I learned I learned from these past 3 years is that have my feet on the ground, enjoy the people that surround me a little bit more, more family than friends. Friends, they're important, but this past year I lost my grandpa,
Mm,
my dad's father,
I'm
and
sorry.
their two brothers, and those are the roots of my family. The thing is that uh, when I started to go to college, it was so little I used to see all of them because before I went to college, I used to see them almost every month, and from almost seeing them every month to not see them uh, maybe once a year to them time because of the pandemic, I couldn't see them until the February. Well, I need to. It's hard to have your life, because we're adults. We work, we have our own life, we study, and we try to live our own life, but we somehow indirectly forgot about our family, and that was hard for me. You know, I saw my dad cry for the first time like that, and that
Mm,
hit me hard. So out of my job was to enjoy my surroundings more, be more aware of it, my family, my friends. Not not tell them every time you're with them, I love you, I'm gonna miss you, something like that. But just enjoy the moment, enjoy them by being alive, and not don't wait for that moment when they depart to tell them how you feel, or just enjoy that moment or enjoy a quiet moment with them. That was hard for me for all these years, from graduate, from being in school because I didn't have my family, coming back from scratch, didn't have nothing. I didn't spend time with my family because I was trying to build my life. Then the pandemic happened and I couldn't see none of them. It was hard. Then all this happened. I was like, yeah, I need to enjoy my surroundings more and just say what I need to say now that we're all living, breathing, and just being patient. Patient is hard. I thought I was patient, but I learned I can be more patient, and things will get into place by time. Yeah.
that's beautiful. We're gonna take a quick break, and then we'll be right back. All right. So before we left off, I asked you a previous question, and I want to circle back to it. Um, as you look back on these last 3 years, what has been the biggest challenge in your career and field, and how did you get through it? And if so, what did you learn from it?
Um, my biggest challenge in my career was to just talk, just talk with people was one of my biggest challenges because again, I was shy. I didn't communicate with people a lot, only with close people. But I'm working with strangers, so I needed to not be shy, open up, try to motivate them. Uh, that is hard. And what else that I can say? Talk with purpose, and talk, with your chin up, not shy. That was hard for me, and especially when there's people around, you're not just helping one person. You have people around, people that hear you or see you. So that was a little bit hard for me, but I just acted like I knew it, but like I acted as I was professional already. Mentality helped. That mentality helped me a lot. And another one was to just sell my business and just sell me. You know, people say, "Oh, I'm not a salesman," but you do need to sell yourself. So again, going back, I'm camera shy, so I had to put my face out there and sell me because I'm the face of my business. People are gonna see me. I would like to look like that, or at least get to that. So that's one of my biggest challenges. I'm still learning. I know a lot. I know how to get through social media. I know how to do a little bit of marketing. I'm still learning, but I do what I can with what I have, and it's been good so far.
I'm with that being said, you're one of those people who would, I think, be considered to be more of an introvert person, that you're, from birth, or you just as a person. And I think this industry, as a successful coach, you have to develop some sort of traits of being more extroverted, because a lot of you don't have
Definitely.
to be. The business do is available for persons who are both introverted and extroverted. But a lot of times when it comes to marketing and so on, I think you see a lot of successful coaches who are a bit tend to be have more extroverted how do you say, behavior, or behave more extrovertedly.
Yeah.
So it's not,
Like, yeah.
no.
No, no, like, as you've seen lately in my page, I'm trying to just be me, the goofy me, so people can see I'm not. I look serious. I look like I'm gonna punch someone, but I'm not. I'm a bear. I'm a cuddly bear. I'm funny and goofy.
You're
So I'm
really
trying to
funny,
just.
man, and really goofy. So the day when you
So
stop being goofy, man, that's when it's over, man. I love
I
it when I
know
see your
some.
videos on, even on the with the boogie board, or you dressed up as a
I
freaking
was
chicken.
awesome.
That was the best thing I seen, man. I cried, man. I think that was 1 or 2 years ago. I seen you pull up in a chicken suit. I see if I'm able to find that video and post it here as well. But
For sure.
that was so funny, man.
Memories. So I'm just trying to put my me out in social media so people can see that I'm serious with my business. But you can you can open up with me and talk to me. We don't have to talk about work, but if talking about something funny gets you to do something for your health, that's awesome. And so people can see that I'm introverted, but I'm funny, and I'm welcoming.
Yeah,
So that's what I'm trying to do lately in my social media, so people can see that this serious guy, tall guy, 6'2", you know, he's doing his job, but he's enjoying it while at it.
I think that's one of the like gifts and a curse type of situations. Like as soon as you, like when you're becoming an entrepreneur and you want to build your own name, and you want people to think that you're serious about your business, you sometimes forget that you can do both. And I think that's what really attracts people, because when you're able to provide good, like, professional help, but then be able to still, like, not to take yourself too serious, because that's, we talked about being a perfectionist, and that's, I think I'm the first one to admit that in a quest of being the, not number one, but like in the quest of becoming someone and not yourself, sometimes you overlook the aspects of also, like, being by striving you can still enjoy it. And that's what I think
Yeah,
you're setting a perfect example with all your goofy videos, and all the progress photos and the other stuff that you're posting as well. So please keep doing that, because you're setting a
yeah,
good example of how you can do both things.
yeah. I wasn't like that always. Um, I can shout out for a few people because how I am with my business and how I am right now. I can shout out my parents, for helping me and just teaching me how to be serious with my job and just in life, be more aware of it. Close friends have told me, like, yo, this is your job, but don't take it too serious. Uciel, he's my coworker. He's one of my brothers from life. He always tells me this, like, nos jodemos y jodemos y nos jodemos. He always says that, like we're having fun while we're getting uh, destroyed at the gym, because at the gym you need to get hurt in a way to grow, you know. But we're having fun while at it, you know. We're not having a bad time, you know, getting tired, lifting weights, sweating, but we're actually just enjoying it, you know, making fun of it, enjoying the environment. Um, what else? I see you cooking, you being a personal trainer that motivated me, Omar, all of you guys, you know, you guys are contribute me a bit of who I am right now.
That's big, man. I'm proud to be a part of that.
Oh yeah.
Um, okay, so if you were to sum up what you've learned from being in your field, what would that be? If you have three things you would learn that you say that you have learned.
Three things that I learned on my fitness field.
Yeah, from being in your field.
Um, enjoy, try to wake up early, enjoy my day. That's one. I'm a heavy sleeper, so I'm still learning, but I like it. I'm hard waking up, but as soon as I wake up and just, you know, I go through the day and I get more stuff done, be more organized. I learn from that. I love it, and I study that, you know, management.
I'm sorry, man. If we have to take a retake of this, we can do it. The only thing I can picture right now.
The alarms.
It's not even that. I have this picture on my phone. I'm gonna show it to you. Do you remember I said it in the Fab Five chat, or five family guy chat? Five guys, bro. That's all I can think about. When you said Bro, that's all I could think about when you were talking. That's why I couldn't like I should have put it on mute, bro. I would have ended up laughing anyways. I see if I can.
Good. That's good. Yo,
Bro,
you can go ahead and post it.
yeah. So yeah, this is what Bambino will look like without the Christmas hat on when he wakes up. And he will stay this way for like the first hour, but then I think he like gets normal. But it looks like the Grinch, where I didn't have any coffee.
That's my favorite character, by the way.
Oh yeah, I bet. Oh shit.
Yeah, that was me waking up. You know, I just needed to sit and just go through.
This happened on the regular though. I was like Bambino will sit there for like 10, 15 minutes and just he looks really angry. And you don't know what he's looking at. He's like so yeah.
Around.
I bet you're a heavy sleeper, man. Sorry to interrupt you. You could take that from the
No,
start
you're good.
if you want.
No, I love that picture, and I love to laugh, bro. Actually, waking up early, organizing myself more, and just getting out of my comfort zone. That I can say those big three.
I think that's big, and to bring it back to the top, like to bring it back to what you're saying about waking up early, it's like it's one of those things. No, but really, it's one of those things that are bringing it back to the topic of waking up early. It's one of those things that you kind of see people who live in that environment. It's just something different, you know, like. It might be somewhat to some people somewhat it's like cliche, but it's like it's a big window of opportunities in the morning. Like you don't always have to be super productive. You can be super productive, but it's just like you get a clear shot of thinking for you. Like while everyone is sleeping around 5, it's just from 5 to 7. You know, most of the world is sleeping, but if you're up then, and just getting started through your day. You might get a workout in, or you might just go to work early, or you just might wake up early so that you can have a slow and nice start.
No
You're allowed,
rush.
yeah, you're allowed to think and reflect upon the day that has been and the day that's in front of you before everything else starts rolling into place, and you're stuck in the what everyone else is trying to do while you're trying to do what you're trying to do at the same time. But it's just like there's a big reward in waking up early, I believe. uh,
Yeah, there's more winning than losing
yeah,
in
it's just
waking up
something
early.
about it, so I can really
Yeah.
attest to that. um, Moving on, what is it that you hope to achieve through the work that you do? What is your message?
Um, my message, what I hope to achieve. I don't, I don't, I don't want to be famous. I don't want to be a celebrity, but I want them to remember me by
Mm,
what they accomplished. Like he helped me. I don't want to take all their glory, but I'm part of it. So I just want my either my clients or friends that go through me in the fitness journey to like, Israel, you motivated me to get to this. I'm a better person of me now. That that's what I'm trying to accomplish. I trying to change the world by one person at a time.
oh wow, that's great.
Even
No,
even if it's the smallest thing, you know, not just physically, but mentally or just in general. That's my accomplishment.
and a lot of times I think as a trainer you have the power to do that because you talked about earlier, like you meet someone once a week, and what I've taken away from being in that business is that like people that like that hour for some people that is the highlight of the week. They wait
It is.
167 hours to get to that 1 hour
Mhm.
each week,
Yeah,
and it does a huge difference because sometimes it's just like they get a positive they get to be in a positive environment where they can work on their self. They get to go away from all the stressful environment at work. They get to be seen and heard by someone who truly is there for them. So if you want to be in an area where you can change people and change behaviors, and most of the times to inspire for the better, that's this is where you want to be. And as you say,
it's
you
worth it.
if you change one person, you can change the world. So I'm glad to hear you say that.
Oh yeah,
Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
me 5 years. I think about it every time. It can change. It can change a few details, but in 5 years, I see myself with my degree, with the educational art education and sculpture degree. I see myself with my personal trainer business. I would like to build my own gym for my clients. So the gym is going to be literally not public. It's going to be just personal for my clients. So that's a goal. And just I would like to be more active. Baseball, I don't think it's going to be in my image, but it's always an option. That's my dream, just to play professional baseball here in Puerto Rico. And I would like to have my family. Just not soon, but maybe in 5 years, just start it.
Inshallah.
Yeah, I want I want my parents, to start seeing little Bambinos soon, trying to trying to grow the family tree a little bit. Yeah,
That's dope, man.
yeah.
I wish you all the best. I think it will. I have no worries that will fall into place. Um, if someone out there hears what you're saying and the story that you've told, and they want to do the same thing as you, what advice would you have for them?
Damn. My advice to them is don't be scared. to do what you're thinking or dreaming to do. If you have seen it around, or if you just see it for the first time, you want to try it, don't be scared of people telling you if it's bad or wrong. Don't take good advice or bad advice. Just do what you want. Go for it. Don't take don't take it for granted. Just experience it for yourself. Even though people tell you good stuff about it or bad stuff, you experience it for yourself. Maybe the outcomes will be different from for you than it happened for other people. Um, the world is big. Like I went to Boston. That was my dream to study outside Puerto Rico, but I want to do something else. You know, I want to explore the world more. I went to Boston, I came back to Puerto Rico, but I would like to go out of Puerto Rico again, just experience new things. Just get out of your comfort zone. Don't be scared. Uh, Smile when you can, because it's free. It is. It's contagious. Um, and move your body. If you have health, just move your body. Start doing something. Do it now that you can. Don't wait. Don't wait for later.
That's dope.
Yeah.
All right. So, if people want to get in touch with you, what is the best way to do it?
I have my Instagram. I have my phone with me all the time because that's my business. Uh, my Instagram is Bambino. No, I'm sorry. My Instagram is Banfit, BAMFITTPR. Or yeah, you can
Like
just
the shirt?
yeah, that has two T's. That's my logo.
Okay.
I need to send you one, by the way.
Oh, I would love one.
Yeah. Yeah, you can just contact me. I answer. I can answer pretty quickly. And another way is coming to Puerto Rico. That's the best one. Enjoy the island.
I was gonna say that, man. Next time I come to Puerto Rico, I want to go to a health and fitness gym, and I want to come revisit that. You remember that place? We went to like a tropical beach. We were in the rainforest, but we also went to a milkshake place, like that was infamous. Do you remember which one?
I think it was in Juanadillas.
Probably.
Yeah, they had the little
Remember?
fruit on the top.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it
It
was
was
something
Juanadillas.
special.
Yeah,
And I want to eat those platanos, plantos,
plátanos, mofongo.
plátanos. Oh my. I
Yo,
want to eat that.
I'll have that right now.
Oh no! Send me a picture, please.
Fortunate.
Hey man, we're getting to the last end of this episode and this session. Is there any last questions or requests, or do you have anything else that you want to have said before we end this session?
Dang. I think we talk pretty much about everything, but there's always a lot to talk. Like I'll probably want to keep talking after we end the segment, but that's pretty much it. I love talking to you again, bro. I
Same here.
back
Likewise.
then back then I used to look up to. I still do, but going back, I used to look up to you guys. You, Jonas, Gabe, Omar. You guys are different, have different perspective of the world, and I wanted to learn from you guys, and I did, and I still am. And I'm really grateful that I met you guys, and I don't regret nothing at all.
Oh, and I think I can speak to all of them when we say that likewise, you know. And if there's one thing I want to say on camera while we're still live here, I just want to say that I think one of the things that I am being reminded of, and one of the things that I do really like when I see you move and maneuver with the things that you do, and being able to like really appreciate and enjoy what you have, like that reminds me to do the same thing, you know. And I think you're setting a perfect example of how to be able to do that. And I'm really taking drawing inspiration from that too. So it goes a long way, even though you might post things when you're in Puerto Rico. I'm in here in Sweden enjoying it just as much. So I appreciate what you do, man. Just keep doing it, okay?
No, I appreciate you, man.
Thanks. For all of those who are still listening, thanks for watching today's episode. We've covered a lot of topics today, and if you have any questions, please send them straight to Bambino at his Instagram. If you have any questions about this show, you can send them right to me. Write a little comment on YouTube or like this post wherever you find it. Make sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. My name is Victor. This is Untold Stories. Ciao.